What's up, you guys, and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to be taking you along with me as I shoot my first roll of 220 film on the Pentax 645. Let's do this. So I shot a roll of Kodak Plus-X 125, which expired in 2006. Now, because I rated this film at an OSA of 50, it had to be extremely bright out for me to shoot this roll. And because we've been in lockdown since March out here in LA, I would only shoot this film when I went out to get essentials, grocery store, pharmacy, things of that nature. And I also had to be willing to lug this camera around. But I also put a strap on this camera so it wouldn't be as uncomfortable walking around on the street as it was the first time I shot this film while walking around on the street. In all, I got 28 exposures on this roll of 220 film. I don't know why, but I thought it would double what I got shooting 120, so I thought I would get 32 shots, but 28 is still a lot of shots to get on one roll of film while shooting medium format. I'm showing the before and after beach photo that I took to just show you that for expired film, it held up pretty well over time. And I just needed to bump up the contrast a little bit to my liking. Hello there. Just wanted to pop in and remind you to hit that like button for me. Appreciate you. Misfocused with this shot. Bike was coming too fast at me. When I looked over, he was already too close to where my focal length was, but you know, I tried. I have to say I'm pretty impressed with how well this Kodak Plus-X 125 held up over time. Like, it's not as washed as I thought it was going to be. I'm pretty happy with it. The first exposure of this roll is easy to identify because I cut into it while I was in the dark bag, because for some reason the 220 film didn't feel the same as the 120 film. So like I ended up cutting the wrong end of the 220 film. You live, you learn, you don't repeat. Here. Okay, so I had to take a picture of this van because this van looked like an abduction van. And I'm not trying to sound morbid or anything. It's just that I have watched a lot of Criminal Minds. I creeped up close to this van, yo. Like, I didn't just walk up to it. Even though it was like on the middle, it was like parked on a busy street, I still like crept up on it because it just looked so suspicious. So I took a picture of the front, and then as I was walking by the side, I saw the weirdest like kind of lock pad on the side. And I was just like, yo, why is this here? Like, why is this on the van? And then I couldn't see inside the windows either. I was pretty close and I couldn't see inside. So I'm hoping that no one was in the van, like no one moved while I was standing there. Like no one, like the van didn't shake, because if it shook, I'd call the police, because I'm that kind of citizen, here to help, neighborhood friend. I scratched out the plates though, because, you know, I didn't want them to come and find me later. Gotta stay safe. All right, so I've been shooting this laundromat a lot over the lockdown, just because the signs keep increasing every time I walk by. And the signs are actually really funny. I'm gonna zoom in so you guys can kind of read them. It's like, this laundromat is not playing games during this time at all. Be ready. So it's been fun and challenging, attempting to document my neighborhood during this time. Trying to see a place that you've lived for so long with new eyes is always an interesting feat. In the beginning it was slow going because I just, you know, I was like, there's nothing happening. There's no scenes, there's no photos to take. But like the more I just started to not think so much about the photos I was taking and more about the walks and the journeys, and just like being able to go outside and enjoy it in that way, it's become much easier for me to take photos. And that's kind of what's been helping me kind of get through this lockdown and not be so meh all the time, because being on lockdown sucks, yo. Trying not to be bored, doing lots of different things to kind of occupy my mind. I'm like someone who can't sit still, so taking photos and going on these walks has been quite therapeutic for me, and it's helped me out quite a bit during this time. This is important. I still have not bought this camera. I know I did the review and I said I wasn't gonna buy this camera, and I still haven't. It's grown on me while using it over the past month, but I have not bought this camera. Let's all give Scott a shout out, because he gave me this camera to hold on to during the lockdown. He knew I was bummed about being fired, and he was like, yo, do you want to shoot the 645? Do you want to hold on to the 645 during the lockdown and shoot some expired film? And I was like, yeah, I would. And you know, sure enough, it cheered me right up. So I guess it really doesn't take that much to make me happy. I'm a simple person. And if you still haven't gotten yourself a Scott yet, you're sleeping. So my final thoughts on shooting 220 film is, it's dope. Like, I really don't get why they stopped mass producing 220 film. Who doesn't want more exposures on a roll? I would much rather get 28 exposures shooting 6x4.5 than getting 16 photos shooting 6x4.5. Anyone else? As it is, if you're looking to shoot some 220 film, you can go on eBay and find some there. Keep in mind, it'll more than likely be expired. Just make sure the seller stored it properly, and black and white. Black and white expired film, not color. This may be a personal preference, but I typically don't like the look of expired colored film, and I don't trust it. Personal preference. All right, y'all, if you made it this far in the video, please go ahead and hit that like button for me. It really helps me out here on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet, because you know I'll be back next week with another one for you. And as always, I will see you then. Peace.